Do you think you ought to tell me who you are first?
Why?
On a bright, sunny, or rainy day, I can listen to K Rene. Topics of the day: why sex don't match the love, our relationship sucks, why the boys play, experience immaturity, politics and currency gains, economics, Spotify it, you can find it, sign of the times for the deaf, dumb and blind. Don't miss it, call the number one, state your name and what's your interest. K Rene, K Rene.
What's up, everybody? What's going on out there in the YouTube land? It is the K Rene Show, and if you just give me one hot minute, I'm gonna get rid of that face. But you know, I like to make an entrance, of course, because you know me, gotta be extra, read all about it sometimes. But anyway, welcome you guys to the show. Now, if you just excuse me 1 second, please, I'm trying to get into this mother sucker and get here with you all. So let me get that little round of applause because I feel like I need it again because I've been having all kinds of technical difficulties, and you guys know how I like to do shit. I like to, you know, I gotta fuck it up at least once. I know. Okay, that's enough. Don't keep laughing at me. That's enough. Thank you very much. So anyway, welcome back, you guys. This is K Rene After Dark Conversations, and I am here with you all. It is Thursday evening. I am super duper excited. We have a really good topic tonight for you. And I said we, you know, it's not French because I have a special co-host that's going to be joining me. You all know who she is. She's been here before. And before I give her the, you know, introduction of all introductions, make sure that you do me a favor because it's so important to your girl. You know what I mean? I've been doing it for a long time. You know, I've been over here. I need you to like and subscribe to the channel. Yes, go down, subscribe, hit the bell. Do it so that you know when I'm over here and you can catch this content. Okay, so I'd appreciate it. But other than that, we are here tonight with you all. It is Thursday. I'm super duper excited. Like I said, it is the night before the full moon. So I will not be doing my regular schmegular content, which is where I do, you know, the brain jewels. You already know what it is. So I think I can take an evening off for tonight, but you know what to do. Okay. So listen, I'll be back for the new moon for you guys. We get 2 full moons this month. Okay. For May. So we got tomorrow, which is the flower moon, baby. That's why I wore my little flowers. Okay. To celebrate so that it's opening up. All right, for May. And again, we're blooming in. Okay, so why not bloom in with one of my good girlfriends, okay, who's always doing her big ones out here in the streets. And, you know, she was the head honcho, the driving force behind Full Bloom, still is doing her thing. So if y'all could just give me a moment and just give her a warm round of applause as we bring her in here. We want to introduce, who is Camille?
Hey guys. Hey, thank you.
Hi.
That was an amazing introduction.
Hello. How are you?
I'm so happy to be back with you guys. Thank you, Kelly. You are amazing as always.
Thank
Serving
you.
with the flowers. I had to do the flower theme with you to show
That's
up
what
and
I'm talking
receive all of
about.
those vibes.
Yes. Listen, you know, I love a full moon, honey. And I love a full moon, which is called a full flower full moon. So again, everything's coming into bloom. So, you know, we do, of course, New Year is spring for me. And we're trying to find spring. I don't know. She's missing in action around here. She doesn't like to hang out much, you know. She give us a little leg and then she take it right back, and I'm like, bitch, you know, I need you to stay here with the legs open out. showing me what you got, and stay here for a little while because I want to wear my good clothes and enjoy my life outside.
Yes, I am with you.
But I gotta do it in here. So Camille, welcome back. Camille has hosted with me several times. I mean, from Jump Street, the backstory when I was doing radio over at Crown Media at the wee early morning hours where nobody was really kind of tuned in, but we felt like they were. And then let me see, we did our big one over here as well, where we had Riddle Me This live show. Shout out and rest in peace to Zebo, my boy, and Treese Cuz. I miss them so much. So, other than that, we were doing it over here as well. And so now, I've been doing other little side segment things, but I was like, as I told my people last week, Camille, I had to come back. So I said, I got to come back. I want to do the next episode live with my good girlfriend, and she knows how to swing into these topics. So yeah, that's what we doing tonight, y'all. So let's
get into it.
we here. And listen, ladies, I am going to definitely make sure that I have some really cool little questions that I'm going to throw out. So if you are tuned in with us live, don't have a heart attack. It's not that bad. Everything is going to be well.
Boxing for a second. I was going to kick a few bars.
No, that was the heartbeat. Little sound effects that was plugged in here. So I was like, let me hit that. But listen, we're going to throw some questions out there. You guys are more than welcome to, join in, comment. We're here, post whatever you want to do. Let us know you out here tuned in. We see people are tuned in, and I thank you for that, darling. This is tea at night. When I brought you the first episode back, I did tea at noon, darling. Now we are here at night, so we had to have some wine. Mills, you got your drink with you?
Yes, tea after dark. I do. I have my cocktail.
Cool. Cheers to the tea after dark. Okay, so I'm going to set a little mood music, you guys, if you're out there. And like I said, make sure, feel free, you're here. We would love to know that you're here. You can put a little heart in the chat box, whatever, just let us know. And, we'll keep you in the mind of, there they are. So let me see. Let me put something together since, it's nighttime.
And it is so good to be back. Let me tell you, Kelly, it's been a minute. And I remember the last time I was on your show, we had so many topics we covered. And I'm excited to dive into your concept tonight because you always come with some really, really good questions and conversations, right?
I try. I really do. It's the little Adina Howard, as if anybody knows who Adina Howard or you don't. It's the little freak in me, I can't even catch the beat. I will be a freak until the dawn. You remember that song? That chick was barking in that song. Did you? We can
Yes, that's Adina. That was the song. You already know.
It was. She had a couple of little bangers, but it wasn't like we lost her. We lost her after a minute. Shout out to Miss Wilson in the shout outs in the chat. Yes, ma'am. Hello, honey. Good evening. That is my girl right there. I love her. Tuned in Baltimore. So listen, you guys, this music. This is like, a staple song for me. It's my undertone song, okay? So I feel like this song, this melody, this music bed, it always sets a mood for me to be able to get into the topic. So the topic at hand that we're going to discuss tonight is situationships. Are just relationships with no accountability. And that's exactly what they are. When it comes to this new age and dating and life and all of that stuff, it's a little hard for people to really lock in, I feel as though. Just from the mental stresses and everything that people have gone through and still kind of going through, I think people are fake ready for relationships. And I think because of the fact that they try to psych themselves out and be like, yep, I can do this, but there's a part that is not really healed. Something inside, something they're still displaying, the energy that they're giving off, and it's kind of like still giving red flags.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to situationships, it's like about taking within to be open. You know what I mean? Like defining within the new wave of situationships, how it is now is basically an undefined relationship. It's somebody you kind of lock in with, you're hanging out with them, you know, and you might still be kind of doing your thing, like, you know, where you're given a 90-day grace period before they get the drawers, or, you know, maybe you feed in a little earlier than that, but it's something like you still trying to hold some kind of integrity within yourself and respect within yourself before you become real loose. But you kind of can also lock in to see that within the person that you're about to open up a situationship with, it's not going to go but any further. How do you feel about that? Like, you know, I know you locked in, you know, and sometimes for us, we hate a little bit with people who are locked in, but within just your take, because I know just a tad bit younger than me, but still, like, what do you feel with the situationships now today with a lot of women?
You know, there's so many situationships, right? And you know, I have to shout out my husband, Sean Murdoch. We were privileged to meet our person and really connect and identify with each other and what we were looking for in our relationship. And when I think of situationships, I think of no accountability. I think of, sorry, something's flying around me. What the fuck is that?
Spirit is like, don't you be letting me out the bag.
It was like, no, you know, I feel like accountability is the first thing. And I think that a lot of women and men are okay with situationships now. I think like that's like the new norm. More people are scared of a relationship than they are of a situationship, which is kind of weird because if you don't really have any boundaries or foundational, you know, things going on, I agree with you. I feel like a situation doesn't really have as much longevity as the traditional way of communicating what it is that you have with someone, right? I think that I think it's a disadvantage. Some people are happy with a situationship because they're protecting maybe their legacy, you know, their money. They're protecting, you know, the financial wall that they have around different things in their life. And a situationship just seems like more fun than having like an ideal relationship. So I think it's a disadvantage, one, because you never know what somebody wants. You know, feelings change, seasons change in relationships. And then if you guys aren't communicating like the goal of the situationship, you might not even be in each other's future, right? Because you guys are in different situations. So I think it's a new norm, and I don't think it's the best, but that's I like really, I like clarity, right? I like a clarity relationship.
Right.
So
that makes, and I mean, and I get that, you know, and shout out for you. Thank you for, you know, climbing in to answer that question on your take, you know, because of the way that I look at things and being from my background of being single for several years. Okay. And like, you know, you just say several because you don't even need to be like, it was 5 days, whatever, you carried a 3, you know, so it doesn't really matter how long, but it's the content feeling also, because once you get really selfish within to yourself of how you like to be, you know, and like I've said on my last show, like I'm not a person that honestly, I don't think I want to be married because I've seen several from just in family wise, friends, whatever, where it just didn't, you know, it just seemed like it was more woes than good times. And the type of people out here now who, again, like I said, are not continuously like always together mentally, it's like I don't feel like I want to really put the wall down to make a commitment like that. Like I can do a relationship or whatever, as long as I want to be in it and we're cool with it and we're happy with it, and that's fine for me. But when it's all about situationships, I feel like it's an emotional convenience though. Also, it's kind of like making an investment, like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get like these materials to paint the house, I'm gonna invest within me, I'll do the job myself, and therefore I'm gonna be cool with whatever happens because of the fact I'm saving money and I'm putting in the work. Which within the also part of it with situationships is where a lot of people are cool to have a situationship to dismiss more of the red flags, because then you don't have to really put yourself in that position to be like, well, damn, they doing XYZ, but you know what? I'm content because I'm not lonely. So I can kind of, still have my cake and eat it too. And then, it's like, I want to hang out with some adult company and I need a +1. Then, okay, this person will do, because of the fact that they've been groomed enough to where they're not embarrassing, to where I can be like, oh, for the long haul, no. But for like this little dinner date, yeah, we can do that. So I think that's where people and women have found more comfort in that part.
Yeah, I agree. And the avoidance of the red flags definitely translates, because it's like saying, I don't really have to show up with and meet any expectation for a long period of time. And I don't know how anybody else would feel, but it's like, don't you want to identify the time frame that you're going to be involved with someone? If it's not like a one night stand, like that's a traditional one night, you never see someone again, right? That's
right, a fly by night,
right?
They flew by at night.
It's almost like, like just a reason, like you said, a reason to ignore red flags and to enjoy the moment. And for some people, that's okay. I do believe that that's okay. Some people really deserve a situationship, right? For the moment to uplift their spirits.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly like you said, to uplift spirits. We want to uplift spirits, right? But on the same token of uplifting spirits, it's like how you're at the market shopping and you're like, damn, they don't got that cheese I like. So now you just kind of trying to find something on the same similar kind of level, like, oh, this kind of, it tastes like it a bit, but it's okay, And here's the thing. One thing you have to be mindful of is that if it's not clear, it's not solid. If nobody's pushing the agenda to introduce people, and I mean, situationships be lasting with people for a long time. I mean, to the point where you can count, it could be almost a year. You've been with this person a year and a half, and there's still like nothing that's come in any solid foundation. You don't know their mother. They don't know your mother. Nobody's met anybody's children. And that speaks volumes, because of the fact that also shows that this shit ain't going too far, because those are the keys of the investments. When you really want to commit to somebody within a relationship, then you start finding and pulling out the big guns. You're like, oh, let me really do my big one here. Like, you can't just make a fried chicken dinner meal. Now you got to really cook. for this person. So now it's getting the family involved, the kids, the parents, and especially when you bring somebody around your children, for yourself, this is serious. Because I'm not just going to bring anybody through to my kids. And again, were you protecting where you at with your family? Then it's like, yeah. So yeah, when you have a situationship, ladies, it's only so far that this other person is going to be able to come within your world. Here's a question I have for anybody that's out there. And if you are in the chat, just hit me up and just be like, yep. Have you ever stayed longer than you should? Okay. Because some situationships will fuck you up because you have to consider the other person, because sometimes the other person you are in a situationship with, they really catch the feelings, but sometimes because people don't know how to talk and express themselves to really tell you how they actually feel, you can have a motherfucker in love with your ass and you don't even know it, and then you about to cut the cord like, all right.
Right.
And then they be like around the bushes at your house and shit, like how that guy was in Players Club when he followed Diamond home. Diana, I always make sure you get home safe.
Poor baby. Oh man.
She was so hurt. She was like, you gotta how you know where I live? She was mad. I always follow you home. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry, y'all. I had a moment. And hoping they choose you.
Mm-hmm.
Has that ever happened? Also, in a situationship, being there where you stayed too long, and also where you stayed long to where you thought they actually would choose you because you keep showing that you in it for longevity, and they still on the terms of, nah, we still right here with it.
Yeah.
Nowhere further than that.
And you would think there would be clear signs, right? Clear red flags, right? But how often do you hear, I ignored the red flags,
a lot.
Why does this keep happening to me? Or all men are the same, or all women are the same, right?
Right.
It's very often why, because of situationships and those boundaries, right? I feel like communication is always key, because to stay too long, I think is what would that be, like a trauma bond, right?
It is a trauma bond. It definitely is a trauma bond. But you know what else it is? It's a sex bond. It's definitely sex. Ain't that many fucking movie dates in the world? You know what I mean? Like, you've been, now, maybe I'm talking about myself, but I've been going to movies a long time by myself, and Table for One by myself. And I've gotten so used to that because, like I said, being single for several years, and even when I was in a relationship for years, because we know that relationship, that was a lot. But for the fact of still knowing how to go out and do for myself and by myself and travel by myself and still be in my own company to enjoy that. And I think that's why it's also easy for some women like me, that if I'm been in a situationship, or, knowing like I can hold, and I mean like the best of a poker face, and be like, yep, because at any given second, if I cut this, I'm still going to be okay, because I'm just going to go back to my regularly scheduled program. I think we've created our own regularly scheduled program, and to allow a situationship in our life to happen at this age, it's kind of just like, well, I'm not going to watch that show tonight.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. But it is sex. All of it is, especially at this age. And I know as no woman is going to tell me it's not, because it is, especially if you've been having to please yourself for the last umpteen months or whatever, and I'm celibate. Yeah, that's because there's nobody doing you. You're doing yourself. So that's not celibacy. People are still out here. Well, not out here, but they in the house doing
Yeah.
their, own thing by themselves. You know what I mean? But other than that, it's just the simple fact that you've locked in with somebody on a physical level. And I think that's when people or women or even men, they stay longer than the norm because they know it took too long to just get here to find this person. To be able to just have some type of a situationship with. And I think a lot of older people, especially older women, are more so in a situationship investment, more for sex. I don't think it's really, like I said, the movie dates or the dinner dates or whatever.
I agree with you. Yeah, I do. I think most people nowadays, from just conversations, cocktail talk and things like that, most people are like sexually deprived. So it's 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 like I said, it's more common and trendy, to like kind of just open up to a situationship, especially in the like after 40, club, after 50 club, because I guess because of time, and it's all of that meaningless banter back and forth and courting and things like that. So yeah, I definitely think the times have changed when it comes to that.
When you're not taking accountability for really anything, it's just really like, well, the bare minimum is sufficient enough. That's enough. That'll suffice. Because again, mentally, you already know you're not really trying to go any further. Or with the simple fact that if something doesn't work or stay within a longevity of time, then it's kind of like, you know what, that was so much energy from me that I had to use to just stay and be a part of this as long as I have been. Like, I don't really know if I'm going to be able to try to do this again with somebody new,
Facts.
Yeah, call the police because it takes a lot. The dating apps take a lot. And what the dating apps are basically giving you are situationships for the majority. Like I said,
from the
jump. Like it's already there in writing because of the fact that when you're dating in your 20s versus 30s versus 40s, it's like, okay, I think in the 20s, you're really trying to find a person within, because in the 20s, you're like, I want to do this marriage thing. You're like, cool, I'm going to do that. I'm going to look for my person. And then people tend to get married within like that 26 to 28 range or whatever, 24, 28. And then you getting to know yourself a little bit more when you haven't been married or haven't had a, proposal, whatever. And you're knowing yourself more and you're establishing more of your career and what you want to do. And that brings you now into like your later 30s, into your early 40s. And then it's like, by you've been doing all this stuff, it's like you've pushed all that away because of the investment you've been making has been within you or your family.
Yeah. Right.
And so becoming a little more selfish and just sticking to what I want to do, that's where it's hard, I think, for women to separate in the sense of being able to be all right with bringing in a relationship. And because we've been doing a lot, especially the single women, independent women, doing everything pretty much by ourselves for these last several years or whatever, it's kind of like, well, what I'm going to need you to really do. But in a sense, because I am an independent person where I feel like that, but I would still like to push some chores off to somebody else so I don't have to. And I don't want to be, swinging my dildo around like I can do it myself, and just like, well, go ahead, Tuffy, and do it, like, well, like what the I got a comment. This is from my girl over here, Mrs. Wilson. That's why the green flags need to be as clear as those red flags. It's not enough dating or courting with long-term intentions, especially at this age and stage. Facts, mama. What? Because It's not. You know, how many times is it that, well, you probably haven't, but for women to go out on dates and they're doing the driving, they're creating the plan, they are finding, you know, one interest to another, something fun, let's go, like as if you are doing something for your children. And when it comes to even to the point where people have gotten lazy, this is why people stay in a situationship zone, because of the fact that we still doing the same thing when we was with somebody or not with somebody, situationship or relationship. You know, if I know I'm hanging with somebody and I'm sleeping with somebody and I'm hanging out with them, you know, we're having fun, we're doing big things out here in the streets and the sheets, and I don't know your friends, I don't know your family, I don't know, like, where do you hang out when you weren't with me, when we weren't together, when we weren't talking? What were you doing before you met me? I want to see that part of your life. I want to see that part of your personality. And if they still not displaying that, it's really where you also have to kind of really think to yourself, like, well, where am I at on this?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that like boundaries are like number one. Just kind of establishing like, you know, like what your non-negotiables are. I think that's number one, because if you're allowing things that you know you normally wouldn't do, that's already kind of like not establishing your non-negotiables, right? Because triggers are triggers and they come up, right?
Right.
So I think people have to be real honest with themselves, what it is that they're looking for. And if they really see that in that person, right? And if it's just sex, right? What is it? Is this a connection or is this just sex?
Right.
You know, and that goes back to what you said. A lot of these situationships are really just, you know, sex too, because
based off of the physical level.
Yeah, it's a way to feel good about it. Like, you know, we have something. You're not just like, you know, just a random, but you know, you
like I've had you as a random for some time now. You know, I've invested in you to be my person, you know. You've reached a freak level, you know, that I like. We like, okay, that's cool. You know, you like to eat, me too. I like to eat. So it's like, yeah, we finding this in the common, but what the fuck are we talking about? Like, because if we're not talking goals, we're not talking about the next set of where's the next 5 years. If we are not talking about in-depth shit that's gonna be talking within a way to help to build and bond and grow, where we can like kind of do stuff together, then it's the reason why it continues to stay on the situationship level. You can't train people.
Yeah, and two, I want to say a lot of times people have so much trauma from their past, they don't even realize when somebody is like putting themselves out there, right? And can you imagine for somebody to think that, hey, I've met this person, they make me feel special, I'm giving them, you know, like my non-negotiables, my vibe, and that person kind of like switches up on them, then don't be mad that y'all in the situationship, because you know, a lot of times when you've never been loved before, or you've never had someone genuinely show up for you, then it's easy to dismiss them and settle for a situationship where it could have been more than that had there been more communication or openness to somebody's vulnerability from the beginning. I think most people think that vulnerability in the beginning is like a weakness. Like, I just met this person, they all calling me and texting me and telling me that, it's almost like a turnoff. Like you rather the person leave you on red, leave you on, ghost you for a little, you all built up again. And it's so crazy how relationships are. It's amazing to me, some of the stories that I hear in my consultations and my coaching sessions, because we're talking about business. I don't know how we get to personal in real life, but
they was like, and the head was trash. He was like, wait a minute, we were
setting up your LLC, ma'am.
We were doing paperwork. What head was trash? Who? How
and it's so prominent.
And you still going
in people's lives, their emotions, their day-to-day, morning marcher, trying to get through those emotions. Like, my grown ass can't get this right. And it's okay. Right. It's okay. But I just feel like being aware of what you are looking for, or being transparent that you don't even know what you're looking for, and allowing like that vulnerability to be exchanged. You know what I mean? To establish some alignment on what the relationship is, because I guarantee you, in a situationship, most parties both don't feel the same way. They both aren't like, yo, this is the best situationship. Some people are like, yo, yes, but not everybody. A lot of people are like, damn, I wish this was different.
Right. I don't like this ride. Yeah, but see, here's the thing. It's a hook, line, and baited in type of situation. Because how do you get to your person to be in a situationship? You got to sell them on shit that they want to hear. And again, you already then put a proposal together. You talked your shit. And some people are so good, honey. They talk their shit where they talk you out of your shit the first night or after 3 weeks. And you be like, you know what? Forget that. Act like a man, think like a woman, or whatever that damn movie was called, or the book that Steve Harvey, whatever.
Steve Harvey, you got it right.
Yeah, is that what it was? Yeah, they was like 90-day rule. You're like, I gotta make 3 credit card payments before I fuck. Like, that's crazy. Like, I'm not doing 90 days. I don't even know if I got 90 days. And with perimenopause, you don't know what kind of schedule you're on. So we got
per date. I can imagine.
Like, come on, you can't plan stuff out anymore like that. You know, you just gotta wing it, especially if you're going on vacation. You just hope and pray, like, I'm gonna wear this white dress. I hope, So, with that being said, they talk the game. Everybody's talking a good game. Because you're on a dating app, if anything, if you wasn't introduced through a friend of a friend, because there's no more of those blind date hookups. And they're like, hey, I'm looking for somebody, that's I can settle down with. It all sounds good. You'd be like, yeah, I'm going to buy this cereal. This shit got protein and all kinds of vitamins. I want this. And then you'd be like, I don't feel energy. The box said I was going to be able to do marathon races. I haven't ran yet, so it's all of you selling yourself. Because again, people say what other people want to hear. They're reading, they see what your profile is. They know, like, yeah, this is it. I mean, we might be in some really bad situationships, Camille, but at least we can try to keep our skin and our health and stuff together. Can we not?
Yes, we can. Well, on that note, I think that skin and health and wellness are very important. But before I dive into that, I just wanted to touch on this real quick. I know when my husband and I first got together, one of the things that I really admired about him is the way that he sets boundaries and the way he communicates. And I found out so much about him because he told me. And it wasn't like I had to fish for a lot of information He's very communicative. And what I liked was when he would say, and this is really important to me. And when I would think about it, I'm like, okay, so the responsibility is mine. If I really care about this person, I things that's important to him, right? And I thought that was really special. I thought that was one of the things that kind of brought us closer together. Just feeling like, okay, this is I don't have to worry and go through that early dating space of like, oh, I wonder what he thinks. All right, I'm gonna wait it out, or those type of situations. But I just wanted to say that I think that communication is key. So if anybody's in a situationship right now, I want you to go through your phone, look at all your screenshots, look at the things that you screenshot that trigger you, right? Go back and look at all that stuff, right? You probably be surprised what you think sometimes when you just randomly retaining information. And about if you are really communicating fully who you are and the things that excite you, I think that would be a first step to opening up more, being honest about who you are in the present moment, because we all change, right? You may not be the person you was a week ago. You could have had a really, intimate moment with your self-conscious and really kind of reprogram the way that you want to think. So it's okay. We all have been in situationships, or maybe in a present situationship, or are considering settling for a situationship. If that is what you're going through, go through your screenshots, figure out who you are and what you want right now, and speak up.
So, I mean, it is a full moon coming, so do your work, people,
and stage yourself.
Yes, that too.
Right, Kelly has a whole program for you guys if you are looking for some spiritual self-guidance and help and crystals and different, things like that. So definitely check Kelly out. I wanted to talk to you guys really quick about my new project called Glow Up with Camille. I've just recently partnered with Pharmacy Products, and I've been really enjoying all of the products that I've been using myself, because I wanted to test them out. I wanted to make sure that all of the products that I put in my store were something that I would use and something that I incorporate in my daily routine. So right now we are in our glow up season, ladies. We get ready to hit summer. So if you are on your glow up journey, stop by my website, glowwithcamille.com, and you can check out all of my one-of-a-kind hand-picked collections from Pharmacy, and you can see lipsticks, you can see some nutritional products there that's going to help you with your cognitive thinking, help you feel better. When you wake up, you want to feel better, and that's going to give you some energy, right? And we also have some cosmetics, some beauty products that's going to make you look fabulous in the morning, get your whole glow routine on. We have some products for the men as well. So men that are looking for shampoos and beard butters and different cosmetics, we have some really good stuff. We have cologne, perfume. It's a really amazing collection. So don't be shy to run through it. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a message. Also, Full Bloom Magazine, Full Bloom Global Media, you can reach me on all platforms, Creative Camille, Camille Marine, and Full Bloom Magazine. You can also find me at my new hashtag, Camille Marine Dobie. And let's get in touch. So yeah, thank you. That's all I got, Kelly. You guys can jump on the site and we can get into your glow up from there.
I love that. Yes, ma'am. And listen, I have put that link in the description. So again, ladies, make sure you check it out, especially for the women. It is something that is going to be extraordinary for you, and to definitely, continue to keep that glow, work on the glow, find the glow. If you haven't, get one because you need it.
when you look good, you feel good, right?
Yes, exactly.
Same way, if you feel good, you look good. It's the same thing.
Exactly.
We want to start with the inner. Let's feel good. You know, we have some really good nutritional morning drinks that will replace like Red Bull and coffee and things like that. We have some
Mhm.
gummies that are going to give you that boost of energy. Some really cute lip gloss. Who doesn't love a good lip gloss? The
I love a good
perfume.
lip gloss.
Yes,
I
yes. So
do. I'm a
yes,
lip
I'm
gloss
here.
girl.
Yeah, really cute shades, but check it out.
Speaking of shades, just to kind of jump in a rabbit hole real quick, my cousin sent me a picture that she still had the lip gloss. It was the orgasm one. And my mom still has a tube of the orgasm one also.
Wow, Kels. Wow,
I
that's a throwback.
know. I was like,
Throwback.
really, you guys? My mom's like, I like to blend it in with something of a red lip. I'm like,
That was
okay.
a nice collection that you
It
created.
was. It
Two
was.
two different types that you'd had, right? It was
Yeah.
climax
It
and
was climax
orgasm.
and orgasm. Yeah, exactly. You guys
Yeah.
missed it. I had lip glosses, girl, and lip scrub too.
Yes.
I
Shout out
did.
to the K Rene show.
I did. Yes, K Rene show. And that day that I picked up my shipment was the day the guy hit me in the accident.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I
Wow.
was like, it was the pandemic. All that shit was crazy, man. It was a mess. It was a whole mess. And then he pulled over in someone's lawn and jumped out the car and was mad at me. I'm like, you hit me. I didn't hit
Yikes.
you. You hit me, man. I'm picking up my products. Like, are you crazy?
Yikes.
Yeah. Yikes is right. So, ladies, jumping back into this whole situationship, how comfortable are you with it? Are you more comfortable in situationships, or do you want to be in a traditional relationship? And if you want to be in a traditional relationship, the question is really, what are you doing to get yourself there? And are you scared to honestly fall back away from whatever you have going on right now, which you know is not serving you and doing you any type of justice, and really doing what you need to do to focus in and really make the investment of an actual relationship? Because knowing that, again, you just keep pushing the bar up higher. I mean, I know I don't want no Thundercat. I don't want nobody younger, really, honestly, than me.
Is
I
that what
think
that's called?
I call him a Thundercat because that's just that was one of my favorite cartoons, and I call the younger youth Thundercats because they're always on the loose. But if you've never watched the cartoon, Google the theme song and you're gonna crack the fuck up, and you're like, really? Okay. So but yeah, anyway, I don't. And I think only because of the fact that I can already see from the type of mentality that a lot of older people still have right now, it's still young minded. And I think with the fear of what they feel also is that they don't really, I think they fear being in an actual relationship as well. At this age, it is scary because we pass mid age. I don't know how many more years I got left to go and be here. You know what I mean? And the fact that it's like, if you want someone in your older years to make the investment with, to be able to travel and do all that great thing, the good things with, and it's beyond sex and it's past that and it's not about it, then there's still hope for those people. But I think when it comes to, like I said, that 20s, 30s, 40s dating and you finding a vibe and this is my type, you kick all those flags too at this age. So it's really like your type is somebody that's paying attention to you, that's basically taking the time to be, to show chivalry.
Mm-hmm.
They are courting you. They make you feel protected when you're with them. You don't have to second guess or try to tell them to do X, Y, Z because they know it. And they're taking a lead. And that's your type. That's the type now. It's not they gotta have pretty eyes and light skin and good hair, because that was the type, you know, in the 80s, 90s, you know, they cute, you know, like, okay, they might be missing a few teeth now in the back, you know what I mean? Like, it's just because people been through some shit, you know, they over 40, pushing 50 or whatever, they in it, you know. It's like, look, I ain't got that mouth and that body like I used to when I was 30. Okay, ate too much candy and shit, like, you know. But I got up here, you know, we up here, you know what I mean? Like, they smell good, they take care of themselves, they dress nice, you know, and they make you feel good about who you are and yourself and safe. Yeah. And those are the qualities of what I think women want, so that they can feel like it's worth a relationship investment. And when nobody's bringing that to the table, and you have to keep, well, I got my mace and I got my piece and I got this and I'm protecting myself, and you walk on the other side, I walk on the side where the curb is, you know, and it's just like they not even giving that. It's like, then why should I give any more than what I'm already getting? I'm getting what I want.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a really good point. It's a really good point.
Yeah, because we've come to the point where people just don't want to put the work in anymore.
Facts. And at the bare minimum.
It is. It's like filling out.
Like texting back. I ain't texting back.
Yeah, exactly. Even like you said earlier, Camille, like things that people get irritated with, they texting too much, they doing this. And it's like, but that's how it was back in the day when you were showing your interest that you wanted to be with this person. And because you're not used to a lot of communication, because you haven't had it in a long time or a while from somebody, it becomes, I think, more overwhelming. I think it's the anxiety of it all, because it's like, wow, I ain't dealt with nobody that been checking for me in a long time like this. Like, they really be trying to talk and, you know, text and call, and you be like, you know, sometimes I think when you take yourself out of the equation for something that you haven't done in a while, it's kind of like, ooh, I don't remember this.
Right.
You know?
Like,
is it me, or is how it always been, but I've discounted it so much because I haven't seen it and been a part of it. Like, you know, ooh, I don't know. You know, and I think it backs some people in a corner where they're like, yeah, that was too much. And it's like, no, that was the right amount, but you ain't been out here in a while.
Yeah. Or you didn't think, or you didn't have your self-worth has diminished, because clearly if that person, you attracted that person, but then you don't see, you know, the potential of where you are then, and you kind of reset to like that old way of thinking, like, yeah, it's almost like damn, you like what you expect. You said you wanted something better, right? Or you wanted something specific, and when that different thing comes,
I gave you what you need.
You know, and they're texting you a lot, or they're showing you affection. It's like, what the hell?
And I never make a promise that I can't keep. That ain't me. I feel like jumping now. You told me.
I was ready to hit
it. Ooh, it's the wine. Because I totally had a karaoke moment. Cisco was like, sing it. I was like, yes, I remember that. But that is true. That is true. And it's, again, I think, ladies, if we can just take a moment and a beat sometimes to just maybe stop and reevaluate ourselves, you know, to really ask us, Are you doing too much? Did you push off the wrong signal? And for everybody, if men, women, whatever the heck you're dealing with, just be verbal and vocal and honest about how you're feeling. Because if you're suppressing things and you're not expressing yourself, again, nobody can read your mind either, to know what it is of if you want to push to do anything more and build. But if you do and you're not saying it, then it's going to stay exactly what it is. Because here's my line of how I can end this whole conversation. If it's confusing, it's not for you. If it's confusing, it's not for you.
Yeah.
If you're always standing there like that meme with them symbols around and this, that, and the third and blase, blah, 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 and you're like, what? What's the formula? It ain't for you. It's not for you. And stand within on business. If this, again, is not within your standards, then fall back and let it be known. You can only drop so many breadcrumbs around for people before they start being like, oh, here's the way to get. This is the way. This path right here. This is for me.
Yeah.
It's that simple. It really is. But to hold too long, and as I had said earlier, did you stay too long? Because that's not going to do anything but cause more confusion, especially for the other person. They're going to think that you're content with how everything is going.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, right. Some people put themselves in the same situation so that they can learn that lesson, right? Because if you ever date somebody and it seemed like all of their situations were the same, like, similar, like kind of had the same thing going on, and then all of a sudden it's different, maybe because you learned from your past mistakes, right? Or yeah, maybe you're in a new season where all of those things, you kept going in that same loop until either you did something different or that person did something different. But now you're in a different situation. So either you're going to treat it like you did before and end up with the same situations, or the same insecurities, or you're going to keep replaying those insecurities as if the thing is happening, or
it's patterns.
It's patterns. It's definitely patterns. And I love the fact that you said show up, from the beginning and communicate and all of those things, and just kind of, if it's not for you, identify that, or communication is key. I can't stress that enough, because you never know what's going on with somebody or their expectations are. So, somebody may expect to not progress. Like, for what? You know what I mean? Like, why? Let's just be friends for the rest of our lives. Like, why do we have to come? But some people are happy with that. They're happy not doing X, Y, and Z, because that's when you figure out where you're aligned at. You may be surprised.
Exactly. And if it's not in the alignment, then again, exactly. Listen, I'm all about energy. I'm all about alignment. And again, like my honey said in the comments here, being ready to receive and reciprocate, period. Ready to receive and reciprocate. Again, you gotta, if you're giving, you're gonna get. What you're putting out is what you're gonna receive it. And so again, it's how you build in your energy and how you're gonna push the energy. Other than that, it's all about how you present. And however you present is, again, you're either going to stand on business with it or it's a facade. That's all it pretty much is, So with that, I just want to thank everybody for coming in tonight.
You guys were awesome.
And I want to thank everybody. Yeah, I want to thank everybody that was tuned in with us. And you guys are the MVPs and did your big ones to come on out tonight. Make sure you definitely go down. Like I said, you share this content, you subscribe to the channel. You know, we would love for you to be here. Let us know you was here. If you made it with us to the end of this episode, make sure you drop a heart, a something, a jewel, or anything that you can. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know who's out there, but full moon energy tomorrow. Make sure you read up on it, about it, check your sun, moon, rising sign, see how it may affect you. The full moon is in Scorpio tomorrow. It will peak in the evening. I have some work I need to do before it hits, as I'm already doing things to prepare for it. But manifest, do your work. Definitely make sure you put your water together. And if you have your crystals, no more wine, crystals, charge them. Charge them up. Crystals, your selenite, your clear quartz, your smoky quartz, your rose quartz, put them in the windowsill, make you some water, you know, just do your thing and manifest and be blessed. But other than that, I want you guys to make sure you come back next week. I just want to tease the next episode, celibacy versus the sneaky links. Mm-hmm. What are we really doing out here, ladies? What are we doing? What are we doing out here? And who are you letting do it to you? So, because I want to know, because I'm nosy.
Ooh.
But make sure you guys go check out Camille's shop and glow with
Camille.com.
Glow with Camille.
We have a amazing Zoom meeting this Sunday at 3 p.m. So if you guys want to jump on, it is open to the public. We're going to be talking about Mother's Day. Bring your mimosas. It's a BYOB, so you can jump online with us. Sunday, Love Day. Come on, let's love on each other and talk about wellness and all those positive things. All right? Yes. So see you there.
Rolling through. Yes. Make sure y'all definitely support. Check out the shop. Get your glow on. I'm ready for them shots that you was talking about. You done sold me on that from this morning. So I'm here for
the collagen shots. Yes. Come learn about that. That glow up.
I sure will. And I said I wanted to cut back on my coffee. So even better, you know, I love it. Yeah. I'm here for it. Yes. Okay. So you ladies,
so let's chat after the show.
Yes, definitely. And you ladies, make sure you do your big one. Stay blessed. Be safe. I love you all. And I'll talk to you all next week. Bye.